We're just doing a little bit of a walkabout here in Ensenada, Mexico. Now we're going to be headed towards the Marina area, and you've got to see that. It is gorgeous, and I want you to see that. But first, let's go through the neighborhood a little bit and see some of the typical houses, see some of the typical architecture. You'll notice some grand looking homes like this and like this. I mean, notice those doors, notice those gates. And of course, you'll notice some areas that are not so grand. And we're walking down the street here. As you're going past fenced-in yards, a lot of times there'll be barking dogs. They are the alarm system. And you see a lot of murals like this throughout town, and they are very pretty. There's a school there on the other side of that. Major thoroughfare here, and you'll see the strip shop, the little stores and such. And then, of course, here's an athletic field. And they like roundabouts. I like roundabouts. Now, this area here, there's a high school you're looking at right there, and the road around the roundabout looks very rough, a lot of potholes. And there are a lot of potholes around Mexico. But in a couple of days, they're going to repave that whole area around the roundabout, and it's going to be top notch. And of course, here's the obligatory VW Beetle. We've eaten at this restaurant here before, and they've got some great nachos and steaks and burgers and things like that. Now we're on the main road there going towards the marina, and we'll be there in just a moment. There are a couple of car dealerships along here, Kia, and then they're building some new dealerships down further. Gorgeous area. As we're going down the street here, you'll notice all these plaques in the sidewalk, Baja plaques, I guess due to the races here. And here's one to Sal Fish, the guy that kind of started the Baja races. Cultural Institute here. And just past the Cultural Institute in their front area, you'll see some art, some statues and such. And right across the street there from them is a museum. Now, we've not gone to this museum yet, but it is on our to-do list while we're here, is to go in and tour the building. You'll notice flags all out along the front way of different flags in the Americas. This is the Centro Cívico Social y Cultural Riviera de Ensenada. Gorgeous museum, at least from the outside. I'm assuming that the inside is just as pretty. Notice all the nice flags there, and like I said, of the different American countries. America is not just the United States, North America. In fact, think about it, Mexico and Canada and the United States are North America. Then, of course, Central America and South America. Now, that large flag there, that's here at the port, and it is huge. I am talking about a huge Mexican flag. Let me tell you a little bit about that. The president of Mexico started a program back in 1999, so a little over 20 years ago, about placing these monumental flags around the country in certain areas of the country. They are huge, and this is one of those monumental flags. Now, these flags are 47 feet by 82 feet. Get that? 47 feet by 82 feet, or 14.3 by 25 meters. The flagpole, they have to be 50 meters or 160 feet high. Now, while this one is huge, there is one larger that up where we've crossed at the border one time, not this time, but one of our other trips into Mexico. That was up at Piedras Negras in Coahuila. That's right across the border from Eagle Pass, Texas. Now, that one, the pole is 390 feet high, and weighs 180 short tons. It's the tallest one in Latin America and one of the tallest in the world. The flag, the Mexican flag there, 197 feet by 112 feet. And the flag itself weighs 930 pounds. Can you say, wow? At the marina on most days, you're going to see a lot of boats, but you're going to see the big cruise ships too. You'll see Royal Caribbean, you'll see a lot of Carnival ships. You'll see Norwegian, you'll see Disney ships like the one we saw here, and you'll see container ships. Of course, when the cruise ships are in port, you see a lot more people, a lot of tourists. And of course, when the tourists are here, all the shops are open. All the vendors are out on the boardwalk, which is called the Malecon here. And if you want churros, they don't come any better than the churros you get here in Mexico. If you walk down from the cruise ships and past all the shops, all the vendors, all the little smaller boats, and the restaurants, and the bars, you're going to come to the fish market, and we're going to take a look at that in just a few seconds. I mean, where would you find fresher seafood than right here on the Pacific coast? The boats come in, they bring their fish, they bring their shrimp, they bring all the great seafood, and you can buy it right here being sold fresh to you, where they will prepare it for you, or you can buy it fresh and raw and on ice and take it back to your casita, to your house, and fix it yourself. Want some octopus? Want some fish? Whatever kind of fish you want. You want shrimp, large shrimp, small shrimp, jumbo shrimp. I feel like Forrest Gump. You know, shrimp Newburgh, shrimp kebabs, barbecue shrimp. Anyway, all of it's right here packed down on ice, or it'll be ice underneath of the trays. It's very cold there, wet, slippery. You can see on the walkways where the vendors are working there. And the prices are really, really good. big heads that you see here are of some very famous people from Mexico. Benito Juarez was the president of Mexico from 1858 to 1872. Miguel Hidalgo was a Catholic priest, leader of the Mexican War of Independence, and recognized as the father of the nation. And Venustiano Carranza, who was the president of Mexico from 1917 to 1920. Now, one thing that you see in Mexico is advertising done a little bit differently. And this is outside of a pharmacy. And I don't know if they're just opening up and decided, hey, we need to put on a show to cause attention to our pharmacy, or what the deal was, but they had dancing girls out there, and I don't know what the dudes were in the red jumpsuits, but they were certainly drawing attention to the new pharmacy. The shipyards in the port of Ensenada participate significantly in the Mexican naval industry, and they have a valuable impact for fishing and recreational navigation. In recent years, the port of Ensenada has lived a dynamic growth in the development of mariculture, mainly in handling bluefin tuna. The port of Ensenada is positioned in 5th place within the federal ports in container handling. And the port has been named Model Port in cruise ship arrivals. It is located 1st place in the Mexican Pacific and 3rd place at the national level. The Port of Ensenada stands out for maintaining a dynamic activity in sport and riparian fishing. As always, thank you so much for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing to our channel. We appreciate you joining us on the journey. Until the next time, Dios te bendiga, mi amigos.